So I bought this new vacuum around the holidays and I've been using it about a month now. And it's really amazing. I'm really impressed by it. It's actually gotten to the point where it's kind of an obsession. I've been waking up every day and thinking, okay, I'm gonna go vacuum today because it just feels really nice. Like compared to my old vacuum, it just wasn't powerful enough. Just wasn't picking everything up. But this one, flawless. No complaints about it. It's so good. So this is my old vacuum. It was about $30 from Amazon. I got it like 2 or 3 years ago. And while it did its job, it just wasn't that good. It wasn't that fun to use. It it kind of had trouble picking up everything. And when I was done with it, there was always hair stuck at the bottom that I had to pick at to get off. And then finally, like every 2 or 3 weeks, it got full really easily. And then it'd be pretty messy emptying all that out. I'd have to be pretty careful when I do it. So then when I got this new one, it's a game changer. Like having bags, I didn't even know this existed, having a bagged vacuum. But according to Reddit, bagged vacuums are the way to go. They're just better. I did a lot of research before buying this one. And my whole objective was to get a vacuum that's powerful and that wouldn't cost too much. If you know me, I don't really like spending a lot of money on things. I don't like spending more than I have to. So anything over like 150, I wasn't willing to spend for a vacuum. I was trying to aim around 100. And I think I got something that was worthwhile at $100. This is the Bissell Zing bagged vacuum, and it's really cheap. I got it from Amazon for only $35 used. And when it comes to tech, I really don't mind buying used, because look at this, right? It's packaged pretty nicely, and there's no signs of damage. And as long as it works, it's gonna work. And especially for my case, I'm trying to keep the cost down. So for $35, it's a solid price for a vacuum. And I know what I'm looking for in this one. But you might be wondering, like, why did I even get another cheap vacuum from Amazon? Well, I did my research, and this is a commonly recommended one. And I realized that with vacuums like these, you can actually customize your vacuum to the way you like it. So if there's a certain thing you don't like about it, like it's too short, just get an extension one for a few bucks and it'll make it taller. Or in my case, I didn't like the floor head. Like this floor head, it kind of sucked. Like there's a specific angle that you had to use it at. And I'm a taller person, so it just wasn't working for me. And sometimes if I pushed it too much, it would get stuck in this position and I'd have to push down. It just doesn't work that well. So I didn't like it. But since the vacuum's so cheap, it's only $35, why don't I just get another floor head that's way better, that people actually recommend a lot? So I found this one. It's called the Vesselwerk RD285. It's amazing. It costs $35. It's the same price that I paid for the vacuum itself, but it is so worth it. The most important thing for me is that hair doesn't get caught on it. It just keeps on rolling, and when you are done vacuuming, there's nothing to clean up at the end. That's really important for me. And also, I could use that at any height. It just rolls really smoothly. It's really good. If you have hardwood floors, give it a try. I think you might like it. Oh yeah, one more thing before I forget. This vacuum comes with a little switch to control the suction level. And this is really good for me because, hey, electricity is really expensive. So for me, the minimum setting, it only uses 450 watts versus the maximum, which is 1100 watts. And the minimum setting is good enough for me. I find it cleans perfectly well. And it's just in comparison to other vacuums which don't let you control the suction level. One, it's harder to do when you're on carpet. And second, you're using a lot of electricity when you don't really need to. If you're constantly pulling 1200 watts of power, it's just such a waste if I can clean just as well with a third of the power. So that's another plus for this vacuum. Okay, I think now is a good time to break down how much everything costs. So we have the main vacuum. This is $35. Same with the new floor head attachment that I got. That's also $35. And then some other things I didn't mention yet. So because this is a bagged vacuum, you have to buy replacement bags, but they're actually not that expensive. They're usually just $2 or $3 each. And this is a 6-pack for $13. And these are HEPA bags, which are the ones you're supposed to use. So don't use the paper ones. I'm using it just because it came with it. I'm not gonna waste it, but you should be using HEPA bags. HEPA bags have better filtration, so they just keep all the dust and allergens contained within the bag. And then because I am a taller person, I did buy an extension wand. It was about $4, and it adds a few inches and it makes it easier for me to use. You don't have to get it, it's optional, but one thing it does let you do is now I bought this tool caddy. This allows me to hold the crevice tool and the dusting brush for easier access instead of having to go look for it. And that was about $7. So overall, this is about $100 when you factor in tax and whatnot. So yeah, that's a $100 vacuum, and I think it's a pretty good combination. If this lasts me for the next 3, 4, 5 years, that's pretty good to me for just $100. I'm gonna put links to everything in the description if you're interested, and otherwise, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.